The Fast and Furious saga is probably one of the longest-running franchises right now, and with the 9th installment releasing earlier this year, we saw Han's return. But more interestingly, we saw the Brian tease in the same movie as well, and we are faced with the question, why is that? Well, today we're going to discuss it, but also, what was that Brian teaser all about? Maybe even a new character on the horizon for the upcoming 10th installment of the franchise. Why Fast and Furious keeps bringing characters back. The franchise is looking set to continue bringing back some of its past characters, which is shown with Han's return in the 9th installment of the franchise after being presumed dead, not to mention Brian O'Connor's tease about his future appearance. This establishes the idea of the Fast saga being open to feature returning players to the franchise from the past, regardless of their status at this point. Kicking off in 2001 with the original The Fast and the Furious, the car-centric franchise follows a group of skilled drivers and enthusiasts, led by Dominic Toretto, who, over the years, have developed a genuine bond with each other, starting their lives as a gang of street racers involved in illegal activities to being a group for hire to do good and specializing in doing dangerous missions, effectively outgrowing its original premise in the process. Every installment so far has brought a new character to the franchise, with some of them only appearing once, while others becoming fan favorites and beloved family members of the Fast family, with every one of them having a big impact on the storytelling as a whole. After 2021's Fast and the Furious, the trend of bringing back old characters could very well continue in the next two-part finale of the franchise. The events of the movie set up the next two chapters in many ways. For starters, its post-credit scene effectively brought back Deckard Shaw into the mainline movies. And while this could be the jumping point for Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs Shaw 2, the aftermath of his and Han's face-off could lead to the next main entry. With Deckard's involvement, we might see the doors opening for Luke Hobbs' return. Meanwhile, Han's connection with Mr. Nobody can very well be a setup for the return of Giselle Yashar too. There seems to be no scarcity of opportunity when it comes to featuring old characters. However, why does the Fast saga have a strong liking for bringing back players from previous films? Everything goes back to the core theme of the franchise, and that is family. Deckard, Luke, Giselle have all been part of the family one way or another, and given their previous relationship with Dom and the crew, it makes sense that they would be willing to offer their help in times of need, despite their paths diverging in the past. At this point, the Fast saga is gearing up for the end, and with these two upcoming movies being the two parts of the finale, Diesel said that they are mining inspiration from what Marvel Studios was able to achieve with Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, giving that it is safe to assume they are keen on delivering a satisfying narrative ending. And what better way to do that than to achieve it by evoking nostalgia through the return of familiar faces in the universe, on top of the fact of new characters being introduced in the last two installments of the franchise.
Mr. Nobody had a way of making things look real.
Paul Walker's Brian. Two of the biggest names that were featured in the last Fast and Furious movies were Han's return and Brian O'Connor's tease. Han has been missing for so long, and fans have written him off, presumably because he is dead. However, he showed up pretty much alive, and fans could not have been happier. And we are more than certain that the franchise is going to keep him in the two upcoming movies of the franchise, which would also be the last of the Fast saga. Plus, some rumors about spin-offs, but more on that some other time. On the other hand, Brian's character has not been much in the franchise since the death of actor Paul Walker. But there are still some ways the character could be brought back for Fast and Furious 10 and or Fast and Furious 11. In honor of Walker, the 7th installment of the franchise wrote Brian out of the story in a respectful way, with him leaving the action-packed lifestyle, directing his focus on raising his children. Brian's absence as one of the two main leads in the franchise, alongside Dominic Toretto, is visible, and the movie has done a very good job of explaining why the character does not appear on screen, but still keeping him as part of the story. For example, in Fast and Furious 9, Letty and Mia explain that Brian is taking care of the children while the rest of the gang are doing their thing. And at the end of the movie, Brian's iconic car, a blue Nissan Skyline, is seen pulling up to the Toretto's house to join the others. And it is these kinds of small moments that the franchise managed to save are the ones that keep the character of Brian alive. However, it will be tough to create a satisfying end to the franchise without him being a part of it more prominently, and that is why we are going to talk about some ways the franchise might bring him back to the scene, giving Brian the closure he deserves. Ways for Brian's return. Due to the car-centric nature of the franchise, there could be a lot of action sequences in which his face could be omitted while still being part of the action, with him simply put in a certain car, driving on the road without showing his face. He could be at home watching the kids, but when the odds finally proved too great, a blue skyline could appear out of nowhere. Some old voice lines from Walker could even be used as radio chatter, giving the moment an extra emotional payoff. 2 more movies in the franchise mean 2 more celebratory family barbecues, the marker that caps off each entry in the series. Thus, a scene of the kind could include a nice Brian reference by having his car pull up to the house at the very end. Using some kind of CGI could place one of Walker's brothers to stand in as Brian in a non-vocal role. Fast and Furious 9 has shown that Brian can be included effectively without using his face, an invisible cameo of sorts used yet again. However, for the finale of the saga, it would be cool to find a way to get Brian to the dinner table, with the franchise and everyone he worked with paying a homage to him, going out with a bang.
Hold on. It's still an empty chair.
He's on the way.
New characters. The cast of Fast and Furious has been growing with every next installment from the franchise. Over the years, we saw characters seemingly killed off, then brought back into the mix. We are looking at you, Han, with a character being portrayed by Sung Kang. Then we had the 2 additions from the Shaw brothers, Deckard Shaw, played by Jason Statham, and Owen Shaw, played by Luke Evans. We saw Dwayne Johnson joining the cast with the character Luke Hobbs, even getting a spin-off movie together with Jason Statham. And slowly but surely, each one of them became a staple character in the franchise. And today, we have details and rumors about who might be coming in the last 2 installments of the franchise. The first actor possibly being confirmed to be Sir Michael Caine as the Shaw family patriarch, Queenie's ex-husband and father to Deckard and Luke, and a little less likely as of right now, Tom Holland's appearance in one of the 2 parts of the finale, following his accomplishments in the movies from Marvel Studios. However, this is only a rumor by now, so don't take our word for it as of yet. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below your thoughts about the franchise as a whole, and what would you like to see happen in the next Fast and Furious movie? And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.